AVANGAR could make the playoffs right now over G2. To find out, we hand it back over to Henry Jesus and his Technicolor Dreamcoat.
He's nailing this today.
Oh my goodness.
Starting to believe everything. Yeah. Yes, Overpass no less. The map, the very map I started to believe.
That's a good point.
Let's see. G2 and AVANGAR.
Fallen has just been removed from the tournament, sadly, but G2 looking to book themselves a place in the playoffs. Same story for AVANGAR here. T-side start for the French. AVANGAR, if you're just joining us, took down Liquid in an epic double overtime affair yesterday on this very map. Massive upset there. I don't think anyone would have called that.
No. Well, I think a lot of people, if you take a look at the pick'ems, had Liquid not dropping a single map at this stage.
Yeah, that's certainly ruffled a few feathers. Either way, G2, decent map control. This is going to be that Superman setup for Lucky this time. He's got the P250 Kevlar. One smoke available on the French side with the flashbang as well. Let's see whether this first kill will come through. It is going to for Jame with the CZ in the pistol round. Can he fade away, taking a bit of damage, and Shox will find him in the end.
Toilet control gained, despite the bloodshed. They have one flashbang to initiate. It's going to be coming from Shox, who has just arrived. 30 seconds. It does look like G2 are far, or not far rather, from committing to this one. Starting the walk up now. Adren's going to be the first contact. A little inquisitive glance. Now the flash arrives. It's perfect to help them close the gap. Back turned though. Jax, he's punished. Adren finding one. Lucky's got to deal with both of them, and it's just a little too tall of an order. Kenny, just so far away, so detached from this advance. He's going to have to be he's forced to do it all on his own. Drone on site, 9 seconds. Not going to work for Kenny. He hasn't got the time, hasn't got the frag he needed. Had to be just a quick tap onto the head of Adren if they wanted a chance at the first. Yeah. And so, CT Pistol goes the way of AVANGAR on this deciding map.
There's an argument there to let Kenny live and make sure he gets no money for the next round, but it wasn't worth giving up your own life there, especially if you're a Adren with armor. So there it is. Final kill comes through. G2 took the first frag against them with the CZ courtesy of Jame, but Shox got the fadeaway kill. Up towards A they went. We said they had decent map control. They chuck in the smoke, the flashbang, but frags coming in thick and fast for Adren and Buster there as we get into 4 MP9s, 1 M4, and a force buy on the French side as well. Something about French teams on Overpass with force buys, it seems to work for them. Good grenades towards middle. Jame essentially swallows that, down to 43 HP.
Could haunt him later into this round. Sanji getting himself some nice control, pushed up off short. CTs will be hearing that utility. Flashbang in the distance towards long. Of course, don't have the information as to how many people were behind that utility. Another one leaves the hands. This time I think it's a smoke towards the mouth of long. Gives them a chance to set up, flash through it. It's a very long and tenuous link, but kind of similar to what we were talking about on Dust 2. You create a temporary wall and then execute through it. Got to get the timing right. Jame thought he had with the Molotov. No one's there though. Instead, they are all right next to Adren and he's just mowing them down. The MP9 works wonderfully for the first two. Into Buster's M4 though. Kenny, he can't do much about this. This is a great hold from AVANGAR.
Yeah, they're looking very strong here, Alex, and it's going to be the 4 versus 2 now. Lucky and Shox trying to find any sort of openings they can. Kicker still towards the bathroom position. Has been spotted now. Shoxy needs to wait for his opportunity to nail the shot. And unfortunately for him, it never arose, and he'll be lucky left towards long. CZ, MP9, helmet. It's actually a pretty good look overall, but does he want the money? I think probably yes, considering his teammates are going to be eco next round. See if he can get one kill with the MP9. That's going to be $600 on top of the loss bonus he'll get, which is going to be $2,400 after this round.
Shaking his cup, hoping for a donation. Kickert's not going to give it to him. And it will just be the second. They keep 4 players still standing. The M4, bust up, bringing that one into the third.
So, $2,400 per player. Force buy with no plant. No plant in the pistol as well. Has to be the full eco, the 3-0 here. AVANGAR with a strong start here in the third and final map.
Would you put Overpass in the list of maps hardest to try and get a bomb plant on an eco?
Yeah, definitely. It takes a lot of execution to break through towards these bomb sites. You need smokes, you need Molotovs. With P250s, no armor, not really going to be a thing, to be honest. They've got a couple of flashbangs here, but you can see James chomping at the bit to farm some cash. He will be getting himself in towards that connector. That grenade's going to do a lot of damage. Ouch.
Everyone. Lucky even at the back. He takes a face fall down to 44. The door open. Buster can hold with the M4. I love AVANGAR's setup. Buster draws their fire. With that door open, they're going to have to respect it. And now James can swing in as well with the SMG. Neat and tidy. You can see, of course, not the only French team in attendance here. Vitality watching from the stands, as are the fans. You guys have started to arrive. Of course, you can, if you want to see the Counter-Strike, get your tickets at major.starladder.com. Nice and easy. Join us in the Mercedes-Benz Arena or the last day, yesterday. Let me try again. Tomorrow is how words work.
That's easier way of putting it, isn't it?
Thank you.
Well, G2 5 for the next round. No Kenny S AWP. Always a massive focal point of their game. Considered to be one of the most legendary snipers in CSGO history.
And here is proof in the pudding of the conversation I had with Shox. He said AVANGAR's the only one that's really committing to working on the Krieg.
Yeah, makes sense. He does seem to be more experimental than his counterparts and likes the MAC-10, likes the Krieg. See if he can make it work here. Towards connector for now. No serious aggression from the CTs, but James is certainly probing towards long. He hits Kenny, down to 31. He can't push off that. Kenny will have to fall back. Lucky to be alive, to be honest. CT presence relatively passive. No one towards connector. 3 at A now. As AVANGAR goes through the motions here, looking for any sort of intel. Their main objective will get Bathrooms control and see what they can do from there.
James, he's on that platform. He's going to fall off of that one. I think he realizes the calls from his teammates are indicative of a lot of T control of toilets. Doesn't want to be exposed. Kenny arriving on long as well. He's timed that perfectly. And they retake toilet control. Interesting. AVANGAR with his aim trained on one side of the toilets. Does have the support of Lucky to the Guardian side of things. Flash isn't going to catch him. James been spotted. Molotov arrives and so does Kickit. Aggressive. That will slow them down. 35 seconds. The CT's yet to lose a man. Buster on the hunt. He could fall foul to Shox's position here. Catches a glimpse of his toes, but that's all. Boot to the jaw.
Yeah, but 25 seconds remaining. This is not a guarantee for G2, especially with this AWP in position. Shoxy goes down. James looks poised for another, but Kenny surely takes him down.
Good jiggle.
Yeah, there's excellent work. It's 15 seconds here. Still Sanji fancying it. He knows if he finds a couple of kills here, he could deny the plan. Not going to happen, though. Should be in now. Adren rotating in with the MP9. Doesn't have much of a chance here. Unfortunately for him, he's going to be spammed down at the very end. And G2 will be posting their first round here. Kenny S and AVANGAR low, but surviving into the next round. AVANGAR should have plenty of cash, however. As I can see, Sanji with $6,000. He normally is the merchant of this squad. He'll probably be going into this round with CZ no armor, I would imagine. But we'll see where he finds himself. Double AWP set up again. So Buster using it once more. It makes sense. You can see the money wasn't fantastic across the board, but they could afford 2 AWPs, and they'll take some compromises here, but they're relying on their big names here. James especially to crack things open in round number 5.
Heading towards party. Overpass, it's known, synonymous with those aggressive AWP peaks, but that's not without its risk. James actually falling off before casting his gaze towards that playground cross.
Well, all goes quite quiet here. AVANGAR ready and waiting. G2, same default through the connector. This time a bit more added spice with the Molotovs and flashes. James might have to reconsider his positioning here. Fades back towards the bathroom as G2 focus on long, trying to flush out potential opposite towards the flower bed. Always quite a scary prospect, but clear for now. James, slide gap here, that's a kill.
Wow, that's
absolutely
such an angle.
That's kite filthy, isn't it? I mean, I didn't see it coming at all.
And now that an investment and the sacrifices made accordingly for the double AWPs, it already feels like it's paying dividends. James kick it towards the toilets. They want to try and force him off, but with that first frag onto AVANGAR, they know he's around, and James, it's all him so far. So ready and waiting, trying to find a new angle of approach. It would be Shox, but kick it tucked in on the corner in support as well. They can't seem to get rid of him. Nice work. G2 just find a moment to catch their breath. They have to commit towards the site, though, and they're holding this wonderfully. James' hard work is really all that they need. 15 seconds with 2 players left. They might just have to call it.
I think they have to. 10 seconds now. Don't really have a choice at this stage. All lucky you can hold on to the orb. That's a nice shot to take down Adren. That was actually a very important frag. It actually Holds a sniper in their grasp. Shocks with the AK-47, but they get no extra cash. That might not be a massive problem. Kenny can afford his own AK, and they'll probably have to have a couple of players on SMGs. Maybe the MAC-10s for Amanek would make sense. But overall, there's still something there. Recovering the double up set of AVANGAR, no problem at all, and for good reason. You can see how effective James is with the AWP. Great shots. No reply in a timeout for the French side now. Malik has to be very active in this best of 3 so far.
Something that you have to give credit to James. I mean, we always call him a powerful AWPer and a star player, but it's not just his mechanics, it's not just his reaction time, it's also his positioning. Those frags, they look so easy because of the decisions he's made leading up to them.
Yeah, that first pick, that tiny little gap.
Yeah, and then the next one through the bin, no less.
Yeah, it was really great positioning. Like the protocols usually for an AWPer is you take your initial angle, you take one shot and you fall back to the next defensive line. You're kind of going through waypoints essentially, and falling back towards the bomb side. You can see James didn't want to go all the way back, just went out to a different line, had teammates with him as well, and didn't really miss a shot at all. So that's fantastic. As we get into the next round, no commitment from G2, however. I would have suggested they probably go for this one. But they're going for the more conservative approach with the AWP and the AK there. I expected a bit more. You can see him looking for the 4-man boost towards T-spawn. It would be the right round to do it, right?
Yeah, it would. That's actually, I mean, you can see the thought process.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that all too often, though, a CT AWPer perspective of peaking the boost.
Yeah. So you need, I think you need like pretty much the entire squad to even get up in that position. And then once you're up there, you can look towards heaven in the B bomb site. So James is in heaven looking towards that position now, and we'll see whether Kenny has some kind of things open. The problem is, he's now been detected. We talked about this in Inferno. Once his presence has been sussed out, he'll normally rotate to the other half of the map. And I think that's what he's up to now. Going towards T-spawn, collects the bomb, and will take his efforts elsewhere.
Vanguard, they've weathered the storm of full buys. This one, far from it for G2. But they have 2 of their hardest hitters. The old boys, Kenny and Shocks. Doing this on stages like this for years. Kickit actually is in limbo between the 2 prongs of this G2 attack. He manages to exploit it. Catches lucky. Kenny can't even get the trade. He misses the shot. Amanek's starting to trade, and Kickit's so aware. Backs away no less. Shocks finally gets the trade, but the damage is done. They're limping, hamstrung. No way into the site, really. Shocks is going to have to expose himself to one of the angles. It's Sanji to find it.
Yeah, that's
and another save coming in from G2.
So well played from Kick out there. The fact he kills the first, does significant damage towards Kenny, takes another 10. A lot of players would be tempted to chase after that kill, see if it's possible to finish things off, but he just snaps around to the back, knowing that the follow-up will be coming through the smoke there. Absolutely nails it. And it's going to be 5-1 for AVANGAR. But the good news is G2 didn't necessarily force into that round. They did save the AWP and the AK, just didn't get much done with it, unfortunately. Kenny goes towards B at the start of the round. Molotov out of the bomb site, back towards A, went, recovered the bomb, and couldn't find the pick that was required. Another tactical timeout now. They only took one the round previous.
Yeah, they are 2 timeouts deep in what could be the long haul. I mean, this is it, the deciding game. You get one last chance if you fall here.
Yes, you'll go down to the 2-2 bracket, but
that's not where you want to be.
Definitely don't want to be there. With the Major being the beast that it is, there's always going to be upsets. There's always going to be confusing games, and Liquid could potentially be down there as well.
Yeah,
right?
that's what the thought process is, that probably, arguably, the best best of 3 team in attendance here in Berlin are going to be lying in wait in the 2 wins, 2 losses bracket, should they overcome North later today.
Yes, that's their first objective, of course. They're currently 1 and 2, but yeah, still big names down at the bottom.
And a big win, must win for both of these teams. They know just what does lie ahead should they concede this.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be such a sigh of relief. It's such a massive deal. Top 8 at the Major, you're so secure. Everything, no more nonsense, no more pressure. And you've gone beyond expectations, especially for AVANGAR.
Oh, yeah. And an arena to witness the spectacle of the game that you've dedicated yourself to. Oh, good flash. James should be caught out here. He is. The power of a flashbang when used properly. James caught out of position. Now Amanek with his signature SMG does have full access to the site. They'll be getting that bomb down, you would imagine. Can be lucky to make sure that happens. Kind of a 3-1 split on the CT retake. Kenny's responsible for the connector push. Buster's going to be firing AWP shots through, just hoping to have all eyes on him.
So, CT's now making their way towards bank. It's looking good for G2 here, but Kicker fancies it. They'll flash out, and he nails the first. Lucky now isolated on the bomb site, and he's back up from Kenny if possible. Jax towards long. They have one flashbang remaining as the bombs start to tick away at some pace now. G2 should be winning the round, but they will lose a lot of manpower with it, depending on whether the blast comes through. Sanji doing what he can here. Adren trying to lock them in, trying to keep them on that bomb site now, and he makes his way out. Will both the T survive here? Jax might be going down. He's fine. He gets out there towards long. So they win the round. Cost them a couple of players there, but it was a difficult situation in general. They went in there with the MAC-10 first. As you mentioned, that one flashbang, you could see how nimble that weapon is. It's just designed to get up close and personal in a surprising manner, and that pick towards Jane was absolutely everything. If the AWP is in that sort of position on the A site, I suggest he'll probably be there with little or no one with him.
Right, pushed up. He goes from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
Dead silence to a full white screen, and then forced to watch his teammates' perspectives for the rest of that round. Okay, Molotov short, your default utility usage. This one's going to just stem any aggression from the CTs early, and certainly makes sense given the fact that they are out towards the murky waters. Shock's trying to hand the transfer kick. It's low. There's so many hunting him down. He's back away and catches Buster as well. He's not letting this one slip away. There's armor and there's pistols present. Teams win rounds with less in this game.
Oh, yes. That's a good point. Adren, and we saved the info in the previous round, and he will be making it work. That's a nice pick, but still.
Oh no, they're so low, but with the numbers advantage now, Kick It catching Kenny, that could be the AWP retrieved. It is. G2, after such a hard-fought round prior, they're given the advantage. They have such a significant advantage into the round. And their little spurts of aggression, the grouping from AVANGAR has cost them dearly. A boost to try and shift the odds in their favor.
Yep.
Sanji's tucked in at the wall. They won't find anything here.
Up they go.
Heard him drop. Oh, and now
Footsteps.
back and forth we go in the sound cues.
45 seconds. Got two smokes, a flashbang, a Molotov available. Bomb on the back of Lucky here. Just trying to sniff out any rotating T's. He lands the shot there. Kicker with the AWP takes Jax down to 16. See him shaking his head now. 30 seconds. What's the final play here, Alex? It looks like they might be done.
That smoke lands on the site. That one for Heaven. Oh, Adren sees Lucky lining up the smoke, and it's just going from bad to worse for the French. AVANGAR. All they need is Kevlar and pistols to pick that one up. Adren, of course, with the M4 delivered in this double kill capacity. 6-2. That's their third tactical pause, Henry. They are completely shaken.
Yeah, they're shrinking at this point. They can feel it as well. This hasn't gone to plan. And is that 3 back-to-back timeouts now? At least 3 out of the last 4 rounds, I think. But yeah, that is not a good sign.
It was round 7 before. Round 9, we see their third. And the first one, I think it wasn't too far before the 7th.
Yeah. Okay, then.
Ooh.
Alec, obviously not happy with their approach. They had everything going in their favor in that particular round. Just ran out of time. Put too much pressure on themselves. You could see pointing to his wrist there. I think that's what he was suggesting. But
I used to think I was so funny at school when someone asked me the time. I'd just say, it's 1/2 to Frackle.
oh, that's making me cringe.
I know. I'm thinking about it now. My toes are curling.
I'm glad you got past that one.
Yeah, I'm glad it's never coming back.
Yeah. Thing is, it's not really a question anyone asks these days, is it? The phone's in the pockets all the time. You don't really need to know the time.
Get
you don't know the phone, what are you doing? You know?
Don't you guys have phones?
Yeah, loser. Come on. Well. MAC-10s. No force buy here. Galil for Kenny. Oh, the grenade hurts, though. It really hurts. They'll just have to commit off this. The Molotov will segregate them somewhat. They can't do anything but run in and hope for the best. There will be 4 kills. Make it 5. What a clean round that was. That time I did nothing for them.
Absolutely nothing. G2. Realizing that they perhaps have a very tall order ahead of them. This is the same map AVANGAR bested Liquid on, and for good reason. That says less about Liquid and more about AVANGAR, as you see them continuing to replicate that success here on the defense. 7-2. G2, they're running out of timeouts. They have 1 for the rest of this entire map. This is the 3rd. You found their initial success on Dust 2. Inferno went the way of AVANGAR. Now Overpass. Quick Molotov will land, but actually, I tell a lie. That was an assumption.
Yeah. If it doesn't land at its destination within a certain time frame, it will just explode midair. You have to be very precise with some of those longer throws of the incendiaries. It doesn't normally do a massive amount of damage. It just denies everyone rushing towards that position. You could normally get through just about, taking maybe 1 tick if it's down, but either way, would have liked it to land, of course. It's $600. as we get into a long position from G2 here. They have got the AWP for Kenny. Haven't seen too much of that. Last couple of maps, we'll see whether he can... This will work. It's Jane once again, this time missing a shot. Haven't seen that much in Overpass. Buster, great positioning. You can see B now doesn't need that much manpower behind it. They've got Adrena's watching Monster. Buster pushed off short. Meaning you have 3 players towards A, and they're going to be probing towards long as well, I believe.
I don't see a world where Buster doesn't at least get one from that position.
They need to be careful and cognizant of the time here. G2 has let them down in a few instances here. Buster, oh no.
Forced to adjust. Shox doesn't arrive just as Buster looks away. Counter-strike timing, it can be a cruel mistress. Into the site though, Shox already is there. James shutting him down. Now the rest is a little late to arrive to this party. Nade could finish off the damage done by Adren. James Nade. Big connection now, G2. Once again, things get a bit awkward. Malek, he's going to be pressing his finger to his wrist again because time is becoming a problem.
They know as well. That's why they're swarming on them right now. They're not going to let anyone plant. If anyone commits, that's 4 seconds. He's out of the situation. Where's the swing from short? There it is. Sanji comes in. And as soon as you hear that bomb going down, again, with the times that low, they can't fake plant it. They have to go for it. And essentially, it's a 1 versus 3 at that point. Because that planting T can't get off the commitment. He has to go down. I said 4 seconds, he'll be removed. And they get the plant in, sure, but AVANGAR made sure everyone was ready to come out and commit. And James did save the day here. He gets his shot. As soon as I saw him pull out the grenade, I thought, that's a kill. That's definitely a kill. Down it goes. Kenny S catches it. And we go into round number 11.
That
G2.
round looks so different if Kenny's still kicking.
Yeah.
He can hold that push. He can hold the ramp side. He can keep them locked under. They can focus their attention towards Graffiti. Get that bomb down with the support of their AWPer. But James, the hero, not only does he hit that nade, he got the AWP shot before. Keeping his teammates down in the pit, nice and safe. We're into a full buy for both sides. Round 11.
It's the smoke.
Well, yeah, that does mean the line could be held. Won't be an unpredictable line. Sanji's just going to catch a glimpse of it as he crosses and replace it. Costly. An extra smoke forced early into the round, but let's see if it gets down that low. I would be surprised if we actually see the round go towards the 20-second mark again. G2 will not make that same mistake. They're going to flash for an aggressive short push. Perhaps call it clear. Shox has that info too. And now they go. Charging in. Straight. No chaser. The serenity of a monk, though, from Adren. Shox does arrive, but what on earth was that?
How did he get away with 1 kill there? Shox, he should have taken him down beforehand. The spray not as clean as you'd expect. Still, 3-on-2 advantage. AVANGAR with the lead. This time they actually have time to work with it. It's not down to the 30-second mark. Kenny will pull one back. That's Adren. Drop to the floor. Will they detect the presence of Kick Out on the other side? Looks like they potentially won't. Did Kenny spot him? He repositions. He's got the bomb. He needs to be very careful. And down it goes. Didn't have to commit off that, but Shoxy now left in the 2 versus 1. He has got time, and he's very good in these scenarios, making his way towards the barrel here. Kicker sits in the smoke, detected, and Shox needs to be very careful here. Running out of bullets, has to go for the reload as he goes down to 24 HP.
Ooh, James actually missed that shot. An opportunity, and now Shox hits the hard one, can't handle close quarters. Kickert's there, and you've got to give so much credit to Kickert. Time after time, he has been a nuisance on A and B. Multi-kills when you really expect the trade. Triple kill from him in that round. Fine 9 for AVANGAR. They are 7 rounds away, 7 successful rounds away from the champion stage.
Look at this team effort from AVANGAR as well. Look at the frag distribution. That's how you win best of 3s. Everyone performing to the best of their ability. You're not relying on one individual to carry you through particular rounds. This is a great team effort overall. Everyone's looking fantastic. They was working very well off each other. Utility has been fantastic generally. Jane, great at getting the opening picks. He's not overcommitting as well when he gets those picks. Like, say what you will about him saving, but he knows what to do to win rounds.
That's for sure.
Like, he gets that 1 pick, and we saw players from G2 overcommitting many times in his best of 3. Once they got to 5 and 4, they kept pushing on their CT side.
Right.
James gets those picks, and he gets out of there.
All of them do. I mean, Kickert's just giving us a great example of that. He gets the information. They do take those risks, but they are calculated and fall back. James gets the first. They haven't got the weapons to contest at this range. They have to keep trying to close that gap. The flash is good to force Kickert off, but James, he's doing all of it. Doesn't have to worry, doesn't have to sweat. Sanji's arrived just in the nick of time for his double, and long range. Shox does connect the first into the brain, but 10-2.
Yeah, it's not looking too good here on the French side. They do have maximum loss bonus, of course. They'll get another buy into this one. Round 13. It cannot go 13-2. That's looking unlikely still. With 3 rounds out, I would speculate G2 will at least get 4, but it's not looking good right now. This is going to be their final tactical timeout this map. We haven't even finished the first half yet. So Malek, this is pretty much his last opportunity to communicate with the team.
For the rest of this game, it's ups and downs. You will be muted.
You can only really be there for the
Just there to watch.
the fist bumps,
Yeah.
the massages, the high fives.
And he can scream his lungs out in celebration. That's about it.
Well, there might not be much to celebrate, Alex, I'm afraid.
AVANGAR. Such a tight-knit unit.
They're looking fantastic.
They are.
This is how they beat Liquid, by the way. You can see they've got a great CT side on this map. This is really strong.
But with constant shifts and changes, it's not like it's predictable. Every time it looks a little different. For now, this one, a bit familiar. Jane going for an aggressive push towards the party, looking for catching an aggressive line. In the meantime, Jackson AVANGAR, actually, they're going straight in. They're going straight in, and the kicker, he's going to greet them with a smile and a spray. Double kill, backing away. That is not what G2 needed. Malak, he's just had his last chance, his last tactical call, and his teammates get sprayed out
They were hoping,
through the smoke.
I can see the setup now. 2 players going in towards B, hoping to get a couple of trades at least. Then they're ready to pounce towards the A site. Unfortunately for them, this is so telegraphed now. Like, why would they commit towards B after losing 2 frags and having not really much else left to throw towards the site? They get a contact play towards A, but could Jane be in a better position right now? That is brilliant.
He's everywhere.
Like, what are you supposed to do against that?
He doesn't have to flick if he's just holding the perfect line.
Yeah, it couldn't have been a better spot for him.
And Lucky, going to be quite the opposite of this one. He walks.
Team swing out now.
Oh, and
That's
Sanji
it.
can peek. The crossfires,
It's
they
sick.
keep changing. You can't work this out. This is a riddle that proves a little too hard to solve.
I'll tell you what, Sean Geddes is watching this game. He's enjoying himself a lot. He's going to really enjoy this one.
Yeah.
I haven't got to put him down right now. He's picking it right back up.
No doubt about it. You know,
Okay.
for a small part of the world, Kazakhstani core have looked phenomenal. They've done damage. Let's not forget Gambit, of course, with a major under their belt, and now a AVANGAR coming in hot.
Can you bring up the fact charts there, Alex, please? Let's have a look. So, oof dear, we have got 4 players on G2 that are yet to go past 5 frags. At the bottom is AVANGAR and Lucky with 3, Jax with 4, KennyS with 5, Shox with 10. And Jame, unrelenting towards middle. He'll just keep pushing and trying to get those picks. KennyS takes a little bit of damage with the HE grenade. Round 14 here. They are getting desperate now. They need these last 2 rounds. They can't take any more ecos. Have to try and make this work. And Kickout's caught them. He did spot one on our screen at least, but it looks like he's got everyone available to him. Might be able to get 2 out of this. Just the 1. I say just. It's Kenny down to 12 points of health. He takes a tick of damage towards that Molotov in the end. So 1.5 for Kickout. He'll be disappointed at that. That was a prime opportunity, but it's just awkward timing.
I feel like Kickout's had that AK for forever as well, so finally taken out of his hands. Still 2 in play. CTs have pulled that from the French in the previous. Oh, G2 looking a little lost. All grouped up towards Connector.
And no tactical timeouts now. So they have no crutch to fall on for their CT side, which is going to be laboured as well. In towards B they go. Good flashbang at least, and Jamie in a compromised position. He's making it work at least, and he will go down eventually, but look at the HP remaining. KennyS will be there on 12, but not for long. It's just Shoxy once more, the only player that's got double digits on the team. 30 seconds remaining. The bomb's in a pretty difficult spot for him. Eats the flashbang, and at this point, Buster looking to close things out. Doesn't want to fully commit to this, being disciplined as usual. Shoxy with no grenades, still 100 HP, but it doesn't seem to matter. They work so well as in these sort of situations. They're flashing for each other. Great communication, not overcommitting.
Precisely.
You're making Shoxy commit to that peak instead of the CT, which would normally be tempted. When that flashbang comes to the teammate, you'd think he's going to swing out and try and challenge him. He's just waiting and running down that clock, making things awkward.
And I was just selfishly watching James' POV, and I could see he basically was stared at Monster until his teammates called for him to take a look. There was flashes, there was steps. He did not move. Still manages to rotate his aim and find a frag.
G2 just aren't ready for this level. This is impressive from AVANGAR. One of the best looking CT sides I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I want to see if G2 have got anything similar in their defensive bank. It does look like too tall of an order. Let's see. Shox looking to win this fight versus Buster. Buster doesn't even get a chance to fire a bullet. Early man advantage for G2 in the last round of this attacking half. Shox has tried every way in.
Yes, indeed.
His 11th frag gets them a way in.
Yep, finally a bit of aggression there from short. Mac 10, AVANGAR, Lucky on the Galil. 3 smokes remaining. Now KennyS. Did he learn his lesson to walking towards the A7 in the previous round? Oh my goodness, the frags are all over the map. As I mentioned, Kenny was trying to flank in. He's the last player remaining. It's an absolute massacre on the B bomb side there. If Kenny will just a smoke 3-on-1, and I think he knows there's pretty much no hope here. The way they're playing so far, you wouldn't expect Kicker to be in that sort of position considering they have the bomb in their control. He'll go down.
To do damage to Kenny, though.
That's a good point. So now it's still worthwhile. Now one bullet from either of those rifles will take him down. His chances have shrunk to about maybe 10% of winning this one. Let's see what he can do with it.
Goes and announce. Hadran will likely catch a glimpse of him first. Sanji to swing. 1 versus 1 now. Was a 1 versus 3. Kenny to save G2. Bring home the third. Knows the bombs towards Monster. Sanji still lingering on that pillar. Oh, back turned. It's all about timing. Sanji's actually snuck a little bit further back towards the barrels. Kenny's not ready for this one. He can't assume the site is clear. He hasn't made it all, and 1 bullet's all it takes for the 13th. They are 3 away at the half from the Mercedes-Benz Arena.
This is insane. G2 will have no timeouts, a 13-2 deficit, and AVANGAR don't show any signs of slowing down whatsoever. We'll take a break and see what they can bring to the next half.
Welcome back to the StarLadder Berlin Major. On Machine, he's Henry, and this could be a very quick second half. It's our third map in the opening series of the day, and AVANGAR, after falling in the first, are looking to reverse sweep. They are 3 rounds away from no longer being legends, but being champions, at least in this stage of competition. Joining ENTS and NRG, 2 teams who already managed to do it without a single tarnish on their record.
Yeah. What an amazing result for ENTS considering their recent announcement.
But where did G2 go? They could not find anything. Now it's their turn to defend. What have AVANGAR got for us? If any indication from the first half, these guys are coming in so prepared.
I would agree. No upgraded pistols. Forces to Kevlar Adren with the Molotov and smoke. Looks like they'll Molotov the barrels, maybe smoke towards heaven. No, maybe actually use the connector to transition towards A. Not clear right now, but in terms of the CT setup, 2 into that B side, will be lucky. And Graffiti, Jack's joining him. So Adren, the one that can set this one up. I would say smoke towards heaven looks likely, but still biding their time. Jame exploring options towards long. Doesn't really have the range of the Glock in hand, but checking out the bathrooms for now.
Jax, oh, he gets a face full of information and lead. Down to 15. This is at least 1 towards the connector. I don't think he actually got the numbers. He didn't have a chance to really take a proper glance. Relatively spread by AVANGAR right now, hoping to catch any G2 missteps. That's the smoke you're expecting, Hank. All things starting to correlate.
Molotov barrels as well.
Let's see, they are starting to charge straight towards Lucky's position, and already they've got access to the site. Good connection from Jax with his low HP, but that's all he'll be able to get. And they are starting to fill the kill feed positively for G2. First time in a while. 4 players, they're going to flood him. There's nothing you can do about that one. And G2, they will start as they have to go on. Not mean to, have to if they want to get themselves this best of 3.
Yeah, that was must-win pistol for sure. 4 players survive, but the bomb is planted. So you've got 2 options now if you're AVANGAR. You could force up with 2 AKs, maybe even 3 in some cases. But they didn't get a lot of kills yet. So I think 2 would be the top end here. They are going to do it. At least 1 AK brought out. The first, they're going to commit to a second or just take 1 player essentially on a full investment. That'll be Buster, who dropped for now. It looks like that's the case. So they're just going to try and cause as much financial ruin as they can in this round and go from there. Sanji got himself Kevlar as well. So that's if his teammate Kickhead dies, he still has, he's able to pick up the rifle. So that makes sense. That's actually kind of a cool idea. You might get a bit more out of that AK.
I like that thought process.
Because you know you're up against potentially SMGs here. Having the armor and the helmet could be the difference maker if your teammate goes down.
And their late arrival to this exit here, towards Fountain, does mean that they avoid all utility damage. There was nades thrown that way, flames too. Now they're given that control for free. Only cost them 10 seconds of their time to do so without any early casualties.
So Sanji will be Kickhead's best friend in this round, I'd imagine.
His Kevlar'd up bodyguard, meat shield.
You'd think they'd maybe give him the PT-50, but either way, they're taking this so slowly. Shouldn't have that much to worry about right now. They've got decent control as well. Remember, the AK swinging out towards long could be very powerful indeed. It's Kenny Esto defending with the M4 on that side of the map.
So the only real info G2 have seen so far was the battle Amanek took on Adren.
And also, they don't want to fire a single bullet off of that AK. They don't want to even suggest they've got it. They're just trying to
fall into a false sense of security.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't, until he's got a firm commitment, he's got a kill, he's not going to spam anything, he's not going to fire speculative shots. Just going to wait until the teammates can find him some space to make this AK work. And here we go.
He wants to make the space. Jax has got the MP9. This time, he's hiding from Monster. It's the right choice. He gets those close quarter fights instead with the MP9. They're boosting on the sandbags, though. That could be the trade, but through the smoke, they leap. Just the one. Sanji with the Glock, no less. And that's pretty much all that we will see from AVANGAR to start things off. Plenty of G2 fans clearly in the crowd. They want to see this comeback. But it's so stacked. This is simply the beginning. 2 rounds. They do manage to win the pistol and convert.
Yes, but the guns come out now. And that was just the 1 AK trying to damage the finances of G2. They will stack themselves up here with the AK, M4s, a couple of FAMAS as well. No SMGs to be seen. With the bomb planted in pistol, they anticipated this play. Sanji has been so stealthless throughout this tournament. He'll take the MAC-10 again. Amanek, 3 kills, 14 deaths. I didn't realize he hasn't posted anything since that. He's been a deficit in the first half.
Non-factor on that T side.
And we talked about his MAC-10 and the power that has. I haven't really seen it.
It's true. They're just making sure they don't get caught off by any CT aggression. You can see the flash and apprehension from Jame. They didn't have the early info on that party cross, and so he will be clearing that one out, ensuring the helium levels are still up to snuff. Well, run boost, just to make sure they can't get caught out by any AWPer on the corner. Unlikely there was going to be one, of course. Just coming into the 3rd round. So plenty of noise being made by them towards long. The smoke will lock out any info Kenny was hoping to acquire. Oh, they're hunting for info here, Hank.
Yeah, they don't feel necessarily comfortable here. It's a little bit too quiet. Very ominous right now. 40 seconds remain. Smoke down. A good smoke from Kenny. Molotov will hold him at bay, though, and it's Amanek that goes down first. Shoxy smoked out of position. Kenny, remember that Molotov disallows him decent positioning here. He takes a tick of damage as well. They'll be swinging out and checking this, but Kenny, oh, he only gets the 1. They don't even know where he is. The power of the silenced M4. Shining bright. It's looking good for G2 overall, but Jane keeps him in as the bomb is denied. It looks like this should be a G2 round. It's quite close towards the end, and Kenny is thanking his lucky stars. They didn't look towards that bang position whatsoever.
He's thanking his lucky stars. It was the M4A1.
Exactly. That's the reason it's still such a viable weapon. It has a slower rate of fires compared to the M4A4 and only 25 bullets and less in reserve than the M4A4. But overall, those sort of scenarios, you can see it can really work. Allows you to miss a few shots sometimes. They won't even check your position, even though he was fully exposed. They just didn't think about it.
Yeah, there was some recent buffs to it. Just a bit more in reserve and a bit more in the clip.
Exactly. Which actually brought it back into the game, I think. There was only like a couple of pros using it when it had 20 bullets and 60 in reserve. I think it was just Forrest who was still rocking that, but he didn't allow you to spam.
The old boys, I think Neo too.
Yeah, he didn't allow you to spam at all, but now it's got 25. It's back in the meta again. Amanek He's finding some form now. Remember, 3 frags before this round. He's going to take his total up to 6, doubled it. And now looking for the ace. Oh, that's better. That's going to instill him with confidence.
Certainly. For a moment, I think he just thought he was playing deathmatch. 4 bodies present themselves. He's on for the ace.
Get it.
Yeah.
Let's have it.
Let him take it away, looking for his 8th frag. He was on 3, 4, this time now 8. And so G2, what is that now? That's 4 in a row.
You can't remember, he cannot communicate with the team now. No more timeouts. G2 on their own here. But the perfect start, 4-0. He's got to take this round by round. Forget about the scoreboard at the top.
Yeah.
Play your game.
There was some helmets and some Kevlar, a couple of pistols, but it's a non-factor when AVANGAR's having such a perfect crosshair placement on this aggression from AVANGAR. Handled it. You can see Malik already had his hand out. He wanted that one, so it's the only contribution he can make. I know we feel like we're maybe beating a dead horse, but here is a good example of what G2 can no longer do. A tactical pause, the first for AVANGAR.
Well, Malik can still talk in these as well. When
Yeah,
they call
that's
it
true.
tactical
That's a good
timeout.
point.
So there's still something there, but yeah, they won't have the option anymore.
If things...
But what is there to say anymore? Like, when the CD side started, like, he can chime in every now and then, but when they're winning 4-0, he doesn't need to change anything. If it's working, don't fix it. That's mainly the philosophy here. Like, Kenny S will be calling his own positions at the start of each round. That's how the top tier operators will operate. They're not told what to do. They tell their engineers where they want to pick.
Ooh, that Molotov's actually great, and it should slow them down. Just forces the smoke instead out of James.
He wants to make sure he gets through that so they can't get positioned towards long. He knows that's a threat if he can't get towards the playground.
Interesting. Shocks. He's hit some wallbangs through that very spot, that very spray in towards connector in his previous games. This time nothing to connect.
Oh, this is such an interesting spot. It's going to be Amanek by the flower bed here, presumably the AWPer backing him up, and there will be Kenny S. Shoxy there as well. So they've actually put a lot of manpower towards his position.
A 3-man long lean on the defense?
You can smoke towards the end of long, but for now, it looks like they're falling back, actually. Jane will be the last man to leave. They go back towards B. Remember, those 2 players towards long, they fully commit towards the B bomb site now. They will be a long jog away. It's going to be Jack to the first frag, though. Nice positioning.
One trying to find the second one, but they just walk straight into Sanji's crosshairs. Now Lucky, he has to be the hero. He's going to be responsible for short as well, and so trying to do both. Tucks himself into the corner, gets one. Kenny did arrive just in time to catch Sanji. Flash does enable Buster to find a way in. Jame and Buster, no, just the one. Jame, late to the party, 30 seconds. Amanek with the door open, he knows there's one there. Should be impossible for him. The CTs, they have the bomb.
Wow.
And Amanek's got the round.
Great stuff. Nice positioning towards that monster area. You can see that first kill coming in, the flashbang follow-up. Sanji got one back, but Kenny S rotates in time. They did enough just to hold the door for a while and allow him to come back in. He hits the bomb site floor, and he's in position. Great, that's a fantastic shot from Kenny.
Gets really awkward if he doesn't hit that either as well.
His teammates would have been done for there. He had to hit that one. That's a very difficult shot, let me tell you. As we'll see, MAC 10s and CZ. Unfortunately for G2, these are the sort of rounds that seem to work.
Oh, yeah.
These B rushes with MAC 10s, it wasn't really a thing in CSGO until this year. Now they seem to be super viable, and in they go.
Flash, it's not good enough. Already into the site with the MAC 10s. Lucky looking to stop this bleed. Already, however, starting to hemorrhage, pushing further and further. Lucky with a double and the bomb drops. That's the dream, but not quite over yet. Perhaps a nightmare to come.
Wow. It will be a 2-on-2 now. Buster has recovered the bomb and needs to get back on the site. He could chuck it up, I suppose.
Okay, looking for the AK.
Be very careful at G2. Don't want to lose their first round here to the MAC 10s. Kenny S continues to hit magnificent shots. 2 versus 1, but James does have the M4. No grenades, plenty of time, but they have vision of the bomb, and it's a nice position for Amanek here. Smokes towards heaven, but that gives his position away. James will spot that. He can focus towards that player now.
Oh, if Kenny walks into this, James applies the pressure. He wasn't ready, though, for Amanek's spot. And another one then for the French. Untouched, unscathed. So far on the defense.
Yeah, they're looking like they might be able to do this now. That's a nice flurry of rounds. AWP of Kenny S is looking so powerful. He's going down swinging.
Yeah.
It's the double up setup for the first time for G2 now.
Kenny's in the mosh pit right now. He's just windmilling.
Indeed. We'll see what if he can continue it. Like, the shots he's hitting right now are keeping him in the rounds. Like that, he's saved them twice now, back-to-back rounds with remarkable shots.
Back-to-back timeouts as well, quite reminiscent of the first half of G2. They start burning through them. AVANGAR starting to feel like they haven't got an answer. What's the closest they've come? It was actually the run-in with the SMGs.
I think that's the closest they come to around here. That was the closest they come to getting the bomb planted and looking like they could be dangerous.
If Kenny didn't hit that shot, they win that.
Yeah. Well, at this point, that's not really a conversation. Kenny's hitting absolutely everything.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Well, round 22. 7 more now for G2. AVANGAR looking for their first in the second half. See what they can do with it. It's going to be AVANGAR now dropping the smoke down towards connector. The spam towards short for any aggression for the CTs here. Lucky considering it. Like we said, double AWP setup now. Pushes past the smoke.
He's no slouch on that AWP. Did exceptional work for them earlier in the tournament on train.
On train, indeed. That was actually pretty epic. Here we go then. It's going to be a contact play towards B with one flash over once to get position.
Ink on Monster. We do see Lucky doing exactly what we said he could. Double kill, leaping into short and into the embrace of Adren. It's not over. Smoke is nice, enables James to find himself a bit more freedom of movement. The Molotov will limit and choke out Shox and his aggression on that ramp, at least for just a moment. Perhaps that respite's enough for the bomb plant, though. 3 versus 3. AVANGAR looking for their first round on this attacker. James didn't catch a glimpse of him. That's info in favor of Shox. Sanji's there too. He can just put their head in a vice, but I don't know if he's going to anticipate a second there. Sanji's head gone. Perhaps he's not going to work this one out. Admittedly, though, it was the AWP he saw disappear, and Kenny's ready. Kenny does not miss on the bomb, trying to draw the fire. Kenny! Woof! Bringing the heat.
Yeah, this is the Kenny S show right now. He is looking sharp.
Damn. In the face of adversity.
Yeah. I didn't think G2 would have anything to say about this. A 13-2 half.
I was ready to wrap this one up.
Yeah. It was looking like AVANGAR about to put a bow on it. The only thing keeping them in this now is the loss bonus. Managing to get a plant in the previous round gives an extra $800 per player. But Kenny S, how did he nail that shot?
He's even wiggling. He's even working it out. It all happens in the blink of an eye, in the flick of his mouse.
Back towards B we go. Smoke's being deployed early. Looks like heavy commitment. They're doing damage on that side of the map. They're hoping there'll be less utility, but Jax looks ready to get a couple more here, spraying them down. Significant damage. The HEs will follow them up, and Shoxy gets in position towards the barrels.
Powerful position, but the Molotov will force him out. He can try and kick it on the way out, but that's is big for G2. The fact that they still have everyone standing and non-committal from AVANGAR. You
can see the lasers being pointed in from heaven there. AVANGAR will have to fall back, reclaim map territory here. Still plenty of time to do so. Buster with the bomb staying towards Monster, however.
Now that's interesting. They've got Kick It dug in as well towards the murky waters. So I guess counting on James to really sell this one. He's been getting Counter-Strike acting classes. And now...
Oh, he's been spotted.
He's been spotted.
Okay, that's all he needed. That's going to keep Kenny interested. Bomb still towards B. Their son have made the commitment now. They know Kenny's on that side of the map. James said, let's go. That's the time.
Didn't have to lay his life on the line to sell that one, and now Lucky.
Lucky's
Oh no, he's fallen off. They've done this so well, AVANGAR. AVANGAR does catch Jane, but now Shox has to be the hero. All alone, back against the wall. It's tags up on Buster, but it's not enough. The bomb plant will go in. They are so damn low. They've got 24 points of health between the two for the after plant.
2 AWPs. Makes the HP not really a massive factor. You can see it coming to full effect now. Lucky waiting towards heaven. Sanji waiting towards shore. That's where AVANGAR will make his play. Who comes out on top? It's all about positioning here. Did Sanji spot him? I don't think so. He seems to be aware of it. Might have spotted the pixel, and he's almost certainly did. And there it is. A 2 versus 1 now. Lucky is just out of time. Losing health as well as he gets tagged up. He's going to have to go for the defuse here. He hasn't got the kit, though. No
enough.
kit with 3K in reserve.
Oh no, the knife comes in. Buster wants some cash. And it's a slash to 14. AVANGAR fans find their voice. It's the first time they've had a chance in some time. The first round on the board for AVANGAR into the second half. It was a 13-2 dominance on their attack. And G2 for the first time. Lucky fooled away. James. And I mean, you have to give Buster credit. He could easily have got caught by Kenny there.
Look how low the HP was. He makes it work so well. 4 kills in total, finishes it off with a knife, of course. Lucky, he can't believe it. It looked like G2 pulled that one back in their favor. But as I said, the double AWP retake there, that's when it becomes a bit of a nightmare. If you're hitting the shots in the early stages around, it looks fantastic. If it comes out of tight situations there and you have to get close range stuck in, it can all fall apart very quickly.
Bit of a gift, perhaps.
Well, it's their first round of the second half, 14-9 now. If you're just joining us, this is the 2-1 game here. Whoever loses this map and this series will go down to the 2-2 bracket. Winner makes their way forward to the playoffs.
And need I remind you,
likely right now, but still, they're on the T side and G2 have only blinked once.
there are some big names that could be in that 2-2 bracket after today. FaZe, Liquid, Na'Vi, North, MIBR, Renegades.
Yeah, all heavy hitters and major veterans.
There's more to that list as well. Kenny, though, does show early presence, aggressively looking towards that playground cross. I do love AWPing from this position. You can see the pros do oh so well from it. It is certainly an off angle. The problem is, though, it's such a commitment. And James, he is just about to walk straight into it. Takes the fight. He's worked it out. He's seen the heat maps. He knows.
So if AVANGAR win this round, they'll have series points. More importantly, look at the cash flow for G2. Everyone fully invested here.
This is it. This is the round they have to win. AmaNEk trying to be the hero. On the Molotov, he peeks. It's just the dink. To do damage is shocked. It's only going to be the one. Suddenly, AVANGAR, they're in prime position to close out this series in the next 2. Jax has to change things. As the door opens, Sanji greets him with bullets.
Yeah, Lucky's on the other side of the map to give up his position. They've got the bomb still. And you can see knives out,
Get
run
out.
towards A. That should be a guaranteed round at this point. In terms of loss bonus, they'll only have second stage after this one. That's going to be $1,900 per CT player. They have absolutely nothing, as you can see on the right-hand side of your screen right now. Lucky can't even attempt this one. They need a rifle at least. He's going to upgrade to an AK-47. But 15-9, 6 rounds in a row with absolutely nothing in reserve here. G2 are in a lot of trouble here.
AVANGAR, they've been taking some lessons in Wall Street because their trading is just phenomenal. Towards Underpass, you saw Sanji and Kickit, they were both there. It didn't necessarily have to be considered a trade because Kickit didn't go down, but they're always there, traveling in packs.
In my book, this game's as good as done now. It's going to take something just ungodly on the G2 side to win this round. Lucky with the AK-47. That's going to be the very top end. Like I said, $1,900 per player into this round.
So Lucky could
drop a UMP or
FAMAS.
FAMAS, yeah, that's about as exciting as it gets. I'd say he probably wants some grenades for himself. It'd probably have to be the UMP, which it will be. UMP goes for AmaNEk. So, MP9, UMP, CZ, and the saved AK to keep them in this game.
You saw a shot of AVANGAR coming into this round. They know the advantage they have. They know what this round and the ones to potentially come can bring them. Top 8 at the Major. And so many big names crumbling. This is AmaNEk charging in. He knows he has to do something, tries to bring the play, but Adren greets it so well.
Now they can put the brakes on. They've been gifted an early advantage here. Only Adren taking a few UMP bullets. Going to be round 25. AK still up. Still a slight chance here. Sanji waiting for any pushes towards connector. That's exactly where Shox is. Not boosted up in that connector, just sits beneath the piping as they hold patiently. Now, sometimes you can overthink these situations.
Sure. When
you get towards this spot in the game, you're waiting for reactions from the CTs, but if they sit and hold tight, that clock can run down very quickly.
Yeah, but that hesitance and that paranoia, it's caused by positions like Shox's. You saw him just tucked in on those pipes. That's what slows down T-sides. The overthinking starts because players can adopt these surprising positions. And Lucky, wow, he's going for the all-in position. He has to win this duel cleanly, and it's quite the opposite. This is AVANGAR looking to close things out, looking for the win. The spray's not good enough. Just 2. Shox, Kenny, and sidearms. It's a recipe for failure. Just a tag. They know where he is. They'll hunt him down. Just Shox. This one's over.
Yep, it is. Unfortunately for Shox, there's absolutely nothing he can do with this one. 5 versus 1. Desert Eagle only might be able to get 1 kill here, but it's the clean sweep for AVANGAR. They make their way forward to the playoffs. People had their doubts about this team. Adren wasn't performing in the early stages. He's a former major champion and once again goes towards the top 8. What a great team performance. Not one player stood out head and shoulders above the rest. It wasn't an anomaly today. They took down Team Liquid yesterday on this map, and today, in convincing fashion, a 13-2 start and close it out 16-9.
Clean sweep on Overpass, reverse sweep in the series. AVANGAR are in the top 8. AVANGAR are champion stage team. They'll be off to the Mercedes-Benz Arena. Of course, you can too. Tickets still available. We'll see the handshakes come in. And G2, I mean, they started with quite the statement on Dust 2, but the credit all towards AVANGAR for not only keeping their cool, but for being so diverse. Loving watching them on that defense. The fact that they got 13 just made it almost impossible for G2.
What a statement that is for Overpass. They've taken down some huge scalps in that map. Who's going to play on that map going forward? That is a great ace up their sleeve at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Liquid, now G2, even more convincing versus G2.
Yeah.
That's not like at the tip of my tongue when I'm talking vetoes.
Liquid's, like a lot of people would say, it's their best map as well. Like that's where they really started to shine with this new roster and Adren coming in as the coach as well. The fact they've taken 2 players down. Oh my goodness, it's Jason, Moses O'Toole here.
Bloody hell.
Jason, can you sing for us as well? Would that be a thing?
Not your thing?
Come on, you're on the spot now. There's 200,000 people watching this one. Oh.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much. That's so sweet.
Alex, you've done a great job casting here. I hope you had a great birthday. We had some good games. We've got another series coming up. I've had a lot of fun with you.
I've had so much fun. Thank you.
Could you, yeah, blow them out. What's the wish going to be?
More of that.
More of that. I agree. Blow out the candles. Round of applause, please. Get some Bible thumps in the Twitch chat, maybe. All of that stuff.
All of that stuff. Press Alt and F4. Thank you so much.
Stuff. Yeah, this is going to be a great day. Alex is 26 years young.
26
still
years.
Looking fantastic.
Bloody hell. Yeah, I don't know. I can't talk and eat. I'll wait.
We'll get us out of here.
Let's do that.
Do you want to do the throw and maybe say thank you to Jason?
Thank you so much. I can't believe it. I've got cake. It's my birthday. And we've got Sue on the stage with your winners.
There's a lot to celebrate right now, indeed. As in addition to Alex's birthday, we have AVANGAR that's moving forward to the major playoffs for the first time ever. So let's start with you, Adren. This is your 6th legend status, but this time the significance is a little bit different as you are a huge part of the reason why these 4 standing next to you are able to make it to that legend status for the first time in their careers. You know, what does that mean to you?
I'm really happy that, and I'm so proud of the team that we made the playoffs, and this is something amazing. I'm happy that I maybe somehow helped my team to reach the playoffs, and yeah, it feels great.
And Dazan, you've been a part of the AVANGAR organization since 2017. You know, what do you think the addition, exactly, from the beginning, and what do you think the addition of Sanji and Adren has unlocked for this team to be able to make it to that top 8 for the first time?
Adren helped us because he made it a lot to go to playoff, and he take big calls against Liquid, against G2, and Adren is MVP of Major, and it's like atmosphere of winners. That's all.
Well, winners you were indeed today, and he just brought up that game against Liquid. It surprised everyone. You know, they were the best team in the world, not just in the world, but also on Overpass. The day before, you had just lost to ENCE 5-16. How were you able to do so?
We rewatched the demos against ENCE. We thought that we wasn't that bad. We just didn't make our trades and stuff, and we decided to play against Liquid. We know how they play, and we just watched a lot of demos of them, and that was not that hard for us, but it was a hard game, but not hard to read them. So, and right now we've been so confident on our Overpass after winning the Liquid, so yeah, we're feeling great.
I can add something. Liquid's Overpass is best, and we learned a lot from them. We watched almost, I don't know, when we prepared for Major, almost 20 Overpasses. They had biggest win streak, we know everything, and they helped us, thanks to Liquid.
Thanks to Liquid, indeed. And now you guys have so many days off. You know, what is that preparation going to look like? It's clear that you do so much research.
Yes, we will prepare, but first of all, it will be first big playoff for us, first big crowd, and I don't know what to ожидать, как? I don't know what to expect. It's all. We will prepare as always.
What about you, Adren?
I'm so excited to play here. This Mercedes Arena, I think, going to be huge, and I'm happy that we reached to the playoffs.
I know that your fans are going to be ecstatic as well. So first of all, congratulations once again to all of you standing here with that. AVANGAR makes it to their first major playoffs.